Hello, 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 hello. How are you ladies this evening? This is Patricia. I know it's been about 2 or 3 weeks, and I do apologize. I'm running about 5 minutes late here, but I am here. I'm here. So hello, 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 hello. Like I say, I know it's been about a couple of weeks or so since my last session. I think I do remember I posted, as my mom had knee replacement surgery, so at home taking care of her, and that's been kind of back, that's a lot. But I'm here with a live, and what I want to talk about tonight, and of course, welcome any new members to the group. I am Patricia Wright, the founder of this group, Woman Living Unleashed, also the creator of JourneyToBestMe.com, which I am a mindset and purpose coach, all about helping women to heal her soul, walk in her power and purpose, and create the extraordinary life that she truly, truly desires. So once again, hello, welcome to this inner circle that I often refer to as the group as the inner circle. So welcome to the inner circle. And like I say, tonight I've talked about fear, and I want to talk about fear again. And that's what I say, because I've talked about it again. I don't know, you can do a search in the group to find that video where I talked about fear. And I think in that video I talked about how to manage it and the tips that I got from my own coach about how to handle fear, how to address it, and how to move past it. So, and the reason I want to talk about fear again is because, I don't know if you remember, I posted in this group, but I also posted that same question in another group. And the question was just recent about, what do you want to leave in 2017? Or what do you want to leave, or what just leave in 2017? And I was talking about that because I was saying, the number one thing you should do is actually start decluttering. It's around decluttering, and it's actually to think about, before you go into 2018, you should be doing, hopefully will be doing, or if you haven't done it already, a review of your 2017. So doing a full review of your 2017, just to go back over and see, what worked, what didn't work, what, lessons did you learn, and did you apply those lessons, or how can you apply those lessons in 2018 and beyond? So just a full review of your 2017. And yes, I love this cool filter, by the way. So I'm playing with filters, which I think is awesome. I like it. Peace. Yes. So sorry. But like I say, just doing that complete review. And then also, what didn't work, and it's not just things, but it's also people. So if you have some people in your life, or a person in your life that is draining the life from you, and I'll often refer to as getting rid of the dead. Not that you got to go and run out and kill somebody or somebody that's in your life, but no, it's things and or people that drains the life from you, that is not good for you. Those things are keeping you stuck and keeping you from really living the life that you truly desire. And like I said, that could be things and or people. It doesn't matter, and I know it may be a little hard to release people, especially if it's family, but you can make the decision, because it's your decision, it's your life. You have the power to, and the control, and the choice to limit. You don't have to necessarily cut that person off. You decide if you want to do that or not, but you can limit the time that you interact with that person. And of course, most definitely, you don't have to share your dream or information, or not so freely information about your dream, especially when it comes to your dream and you get a lot of negativity, or when you talk about your vision, your dream for your life, and you find yourself getting a lot of negative feedback, or or that person's negative. They may not even be doing it intentionally. It's just where they're at in life and their own mindset and thinking, but it's not for the, they're just not there yet. And you just be okay with that, but then also allow them to, be them. But like I say, you make the decision whether or not you want to cut them out completely, or limit, like I say, the interaction with them, or, or what you choose to share with them as well. So, but that was a question what I asked about, what do you want to leave in 2018? And it could be habits or an individual or whatever. But I posted the same question in another group, and there were several responses, numerous responses, but the top response was fear. And that's why I said I want to talk about fear again, because I talked about it in the last video. And as I've gone on my own journey and my coach, I realized that fear doesn't go away. So if fear is a factor for you, it does not go away. You can ask anybody that you deem successful. Fear does not go away. It will always rear its ugly head. It's going to come up each time that you also get ready to up-level your life, to go to a different level. There's always going to be something there, fear to come up that kind of maybe attempt to scare you off or challenge you and test you before you get to the next level. So fear doesn't go away. But as we develop and grow and work on our mindset and improve our mindset, change our mindset and get rid of limiting beliefs and all that negative junk, then we get better at handling fear. We get better at managing fear. We get better at recognizing when it pops up and recognizing fear for what it is. You know, it's a lie. It's meant to keep you stuck, especially when it comes to pursuing your dream, creating your vision. You know, granted, I talked about, you know, we have that fight or flee mechanism built in when it comes to our safety, but also we have that fear when it comes to doing something that out of our norm or that we have never done before, moving outside of our comfort zone or getting in alignment with our true heart's desire and our vision for our life and taking action, pursuing that. Then fear comes up, and that fear is based off of, like I say, lies, which I want to challenge you to challenge your beliefs. You know, if you fear, because that's where it comes from. So challenge your beliefs, question your beliefs, because our beliefs, as I mentioned before, come from, you know, we've had them been integrated in us since day one. So challenge them, you know, don't be afraid to challenge them. If you're stepping out, you know, pursuing your dream, your vision, ask yourself, what are your beliefs? Do they support what you want to create for your life? Especially before we get into 2017, you know, ask yourself when you're doing that review, what are your beliefs, especially when it comes to your vision? Do they support you? And if they don't, just work on the process of replacing them. And the best thing you can do is actually create new ones that support you, that uplift you, that are positive. And that's how, and you continue to focus on those until those negative ones or those limiting ones actually get replaced or they're no longer there. And the more you do that, and that's why, of course, I'm going to say that's why you should have a daily mindset practice, so that you are working on strengthening your mindset muscle. And I've talked about my mindset practice, like I say, in a video before, I think it should be still in the feed because I haven't deleted it. But I've talked about the components of my mindset practice. But you should have a daily mindset practice. Granted, you don't necessarily have to do everything that I do, but you need some kind of practice to strengthen your mindset muscle, so that you can get rid of the limiting beliefs, which basically is where the fear is coming from. And that's why, like I said, I wanted to talk about fear again, because that was the top response. Granted, there were other responses, but that was the top response that I got from that question that I posted not only in this group, but also in another group. And of course, as I responded to the ladies in that group, you know, the best medicine or antidote to fear is action. But it's not just any action. You know, I talked about being busy. We don't want that. We want some action that is moving the needle, that is moving us forward and accomplishing our goals or making our vision a reality. So it's intentional action that help you move the needle forward. No matter what, it's taking that action. So when the fear comes up, the antidote to fear, the antidote to procrastination, because that was another one that someone said that they wanted to leave in 2017. It's to just do it, to take action, you know, to take that action, to take intentional action to move the needle. And like I said, it's not just busy work. It's not just some busy action just to say that I've done something. No, it's intentional action that helps you move the needle forward in accomplishing your goal and making your dream a reality. And so if you're struggling with fear, and I just want to reiterate what I talked about when I first talked about fear, of how to handle it and how to move past it, is one, stop trying to ignore it. And like I said, I got this from, my coach, is stop trying to ignore fear, but instead acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you have this fear. Acknowledge that this fear has come up. And another great tool, and I've talked about this before, that will help you just to process this outside of these questions that I'm going to talk about, but another great tool to help you process the fear, which is just feelings, emotions, is EFT, or AKA tapping. And as I've mentioned before, if you're interested in a tapping session or going through a tapping session, comment below and let me know that's something you're interested in. And like I say, I'm not an expert, but I do tapping. It works. It's all about tapping, moving energy, releasing that blocked, stale, negative energy, releasing that. And like I say, I do it, still do it. Just did a tapping session yesterday. Some things that came up and totally just opened me up, opened my mind, expanded. So if you're interested in a tapping session, let me know, comment below. Love to create a session. And I don't think my volume is on. I hope you can hear me, or I've wasted time. I'm not for sure. Oh Lord, I hope you can hear me. If not, I'm gonna have to redo this over. But I've just been talking about fear, so I'm not for sure if you're able to hear the live or not. I hope and pray so. I hope it works out. But like I say, at this point, I've just been talking about about fear, and like I said, that was the top response from a question I asked about what do you want to leave in 2017. Like I say, I posted it in this group. I posted it in another group as well, and that was the top response. Like I say, I've already talked about fear, how to handle it, manage it, move past it. But as I said, the best antidote to fear or procrastination is to action. It's action. And it's not just any action, but it's intentional action to help you move the needle forward in making your dream a reality. So that that's what I want to talk about. But like I said, just to reiterate, what I learned from my own coach when I worked with her is, like I say, fear never goes away. But as you develop and grow, you get better at recognizing what fear is. It's a lie. That's why I challenge you to challenge your belief system, your beliefs, challenge your beliefs. Also, it's the number one thing is acknowledge the fear. Stop ignoring it, because the more you ignore it, the bigger it grows. But acknowledge it. Take ownership. You have the power. So exercise your power and acknowledge it, because most often it's a lie. It's a lie when you bring it down, and so often we make fear this big, gigantic, enormous thing in our lives, or we allow it to become that, when actually all it is, or as they say, something, it's not even the size of a mustard seed, and a mustard seed is even smaller than the tip of my finger. But once you take ownership and exercise your power and acknowledge it and question it, then that reduces that down to, like I say, to nothing. But you have to start doing that and get good at doing that. And get, like I say, when it comes up, acknowledge that I have fear. That's the first step. Acknowledge it. Stop trying to ignore it, because ignoring it, it just escalates and it becomes bigger than what it really is. So acknowledge it. And then ask yourself, is this fear true for you? Is it something that's true for you right now? Most often is not. But in the case that it is, then ask the question, okay, what's the worst that can happen if this fear was to actually become reality? And then, is it something that's going to kill you? Or if it's something that's going to kill you or impact your health or injure you, in some kind of way, or bodily harm in some kind of way, then, then you want to take heed to that. So I'm not saying, you want to take heed to that. But most often when it comes to taking action or moving outside of your comfort zone and making your dream a reality, the answer to that question is going to be no. And then and then after that, from that question is rephrase what the fear is about. So if you're fearful of, maybe you're fear of failing. Okay, what if you fail? And I say this because I was afraid of fear of failing. That was one of my biggest fears. Fear of success. That was one of my biggest fears. Fear of being visible. That was one of my biggest fears. But I got over it because you see, I'm live. I'm here. I'm stepping out. And I talked about, actually, I think I sent this my email to my email list. And that was, and actually, yeah, it was, I sent this to my email list last week. It was about the one question that I would no longer ask because I think it's a lame question now. As I've, grown and understood, and learned better, I would no longer ask this question. And I've asked this question. I've been asked this question. I've seen this question on social media. And the question is, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And I say that question is lame, and the reason why I say that is because you're going to fail. So there's no point in asking that question. And I'm just being real, you're going to fail. Failing at something is a part of the process. It's a part of the process. Because when you think about it, no one really succeed the first time out of the gate. That's a rarity. Not to say that it can't be done, but most often you fail before you become successful. So failing at something, it doesn't necessarily make you a failure. It's just that you tried something, it didn't work, but you gained some experience. You gained some more even knowledge. You learned something about yourself. So look at it that way. As I say, change your perspective about failing. It's just you gain an experience. So you know better now. You know something better. You learn something about yourself. You learn something about that experience. Maybe you learn what not to do or what to do, and just tweak it a little bit and do it better. Fix it, make a little tweak and do it better. So the question, like I say, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? I would not asking that question anymore because I think it's a lame question because of the fact that you are going to fail. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. It's all part of the process. That is what I've come to learn. That is what other people that we deem successful, they already know this, and I'm sure you may already know this too, but that is the thing. You're going to fail. So don't even ask that question. Spend all that energy in actually putting in the work to succeed. And it's okay to fail at something. So let go of the fear of failure if that's one of your fears, and like I say, and put that work towards succeeding, taking action. And even if you fail, get back up. We've all fallen, we've all failed. Get back up, because this is your dream, your vision, which should be your why, which should be your driving why, driving you every day to do something, to take some action, to move that needle forward, to make it a reality. So this, it's your why, and it's okay, that didn't work. Let me just evaluate it for a minute, reflect on it, what went wrong or whatever, take some notes, move on, and then how can I make it better, or what's the next action that I need to take or must take, and so forth. So that is what you do. And like I say, reframe that fear. Take that fear and reframe it. Reframe it into a positive affirmation. If you're afraid of failing, an example would be, let's see, what's a good example? How can I rephrase that? I am taking action no matter what. Even if I fail, it is just an opportunity for me to try again and get even better. So something like that, so something like that, but reframe it in a positive way. And last but not least is actually take action regardless of the fear. Like I say, But the minute you go through that process, and like I say, the minute you actually acknowledge the fear and recognize it and ask that question, it actually minimizes the fear. It actually minimizes the fear. And as you go through that process, and then like I say, last but not least, the antidote to fear is action. So that is why I want to just talk about it again. And if fear is one of your things that you want to leave in 2017, or that, you know, is plaguing you right now, just know that it doesn't go away. But as you develop and grow and work on changing your mindset and getting rid of limiting beliefs, you get better at recognizing fear for what it is. It's a lie. You also get better at managing and overcoming it and taking action regardless of it as well. So if you have any questions, or like I say, just want to talk about it even more, you can book a free strategy session. Like I say, I will post a link to talk about it, or if you want to or talk about that or whatever else is going on in your life, just drop a comment below as well. If you want, you know, some questions around it, or additional things about it, about fear, or how to handle it, or walk into the process, or whatever, as well. But that is what I just want to go back and reiterate that and talk about that again, just in case that was one of your things, whatever fear is coming up. But most definitely think about that question. What do you want to leave in 2017 to set yourself up for success in 2018 and beyond? So if you got something, as I say, that's dead in your life, whether that's a bad habit, whatever it is that is keeping you stuck or keeping you from really making your dream a reality, that I consider that to be something dead, or something dead weight. And like I said, whether that's a thing or an individual or individuals, leave them in 2017. So get busy putting in the work to release them or release that, and leave it in 2017. And also, I said I want to talk about power planning session. It is here. It is here. It is here. I don't know if you remember a while back, I did post in this group, post on my page, post on my Instagram, and I asked the question, you know, would you be interested in a planning session? And I call it a power planning session, where we actually go through and completely plan out one of your top goals for 2018. And it's more than just planning. You know, it's actually, we're completely reverse engineering, but we're also working on addressing mindset, because that's where it all starts anyway. So if you struggle with accomplishing your goals, or, you know, not sure what actions to take or when, or maybe coming up with the actions, but it's a 90-minute power planning session that we actually reverse engineer the goal. So we start with the end in mind and work back. And when we do that, we create detailed tasks, detailed plans, action steps for you to take. So therefore, you're not guessing. You're not guessing or trying to figure out what actions to take and when. You have these detailed actions when, and also, like I say, working on your mindset so that you can stay open to inspired action. What I call refer to as inspired action, so that you can acknowledge that and plug that in if it's appropriate as well. So the power planning section is power planning session. It's a 90-minute session, private session between you and me. And also, not only, like I say, I'm a mindset and purpose coach, but I also have over 7 years as a project manager, which I led global diverse team, actually, because we were located not only in the States, in India, Singapore, other countries, but I've led a diverse global team implementing multi-million-dollar global projects for a Fortune 500 company. So that is also part of my background, just to let you know. So it's not something that I'm unfamiliar with. So I do have, a background and experience in planning, as project planning, like I say, multi-million-dollar global projects, led a diverse team, global team, implementing global projects as well. So like I say, so you got that piece coming, as well as the mindset. Like I said, I am a mindset and purpose coach. So that skill set coming along to help you work on and harness the power of your most valuable asset as well. So with any coaching or mentoring during that session, not only that, like I say, you get a private 90-minute coaching session. And what we're doing is completely reverse engineering one of your goals. And reverse engineering is just nothing but starting with the end result, the outcome of that goal, and working our way all the way back to the beginning, so that there is no question about what to do, when to do it. And a part of project planning, should be to identify areas of support. So we will do that. So as we go through and map out everything, asking the questions, where do you think you would need support or help, or what additional support you would need, is identifying that, and also identifying when you would need that. And then the other thing is a reward celebration. A lot of people miss that when they plan, what is not just necessarily project planning, but planning in itself. And that's another reason. Of course, you also get my free, if you don't have it already, you get the free Goal Achiever Planner, the weekly Goal Achiever Planner, which have all these things in here, but it's just on a weekly basis. So as we create your clear and concise plan for that one goal, you can just take from that and then put in the weekly Goal Achiever Planner, because that also you're putting reward, celebration, what are you going to do for fun? You incorporate fun back into goal planning and achieving, which a lot of people leave out, because they're all about this hustling, and they leave out this piece. But life is meant to be enjoyed. So this comes back in there, and we're adding all those pieces in there as well. So you walk away with that clear plan, the private session, the recording of the private session for your replay as well. You like I said, to get the Goal Achiever Planner, any coaching or mentoring as we go through our 90-minute session. And just so you know, this is the introductory price. It's for now until I'm deciding whether or not the 1st of January, but it will be January, that I will be increasing the price. So you can get all of this with me for just $27. That's right, $27, lady. You can get all of this for $27. So if you already have your goals, but not sure how to accomplish them, or if you struggle with your goal, struggle with accomplishing that goal, and here's an opportunity. Let's power plan together. Map out your plan. Map out your goal from start to finish, or finish back to start. Because, like I say, that's what reverse engineering is all about. Map that out, giving you everything that you need. All those pieces that a lot of people sometimes leave out of planning. That I just mentioned. So here's your opportunity to get all of that in this 90-minute session for just $27. So take advantage. It is limited sessions. In fact, it's only 20 sessions available. So I'm bringing it up in this live because I want to give you the opportunity. I will be dropping the link below in the comment section. So if this is your opportunity, if you catch the replay, hopefully you take advantage if this is for you, because like I say, this is not for everybody. If you don't have a goal, you're not clear about what you want, you're not ready to commit to be a badass goal achiever for 2018 and beyond, this is not for you. This session is not for you. Granted, if you're ready to get there, I got some other resources available if you're ready to get there. But if you're not there yet, like I say, this session is not for you. So just be kind and not take up that space where someone else who really needs it can have it. So, but like I say, it's 20 sessions, limited sessions, only for $27. Introductory price for $27. So I will be putting a link. If you're ready to power plan your 2018 for one of your top goals, we're walking through. And once we go through the process, it's actually pretty much you probably can do it on your own for your other goals as well. So just going through the process. When I do increase the price in January, of course, I will be adding some more components such as additional support and some other things when I increase the price back in January. So, but for now, you will have me during that 90-minute session where you can ask me any questions. We can go through, like I say, doing coaching, mentoring, so to make sure that you have the goal achiever mindset that you know, that to help you really amp up the level, your success level, and accountability, because it all starts in the mind. If you've been following me or new to me, I'm a firm believer our minds are our most valuable asset, and that's where it all starts to begin with. So this power planning session for limited time. It is $27, and there are a limited number of sessions. In fact, it's only 20. So I'm dropping a link below if you want ready to power plan your 2018. So hope to maybe actually, if you're ready for that, then just sign up, and I will be talking to you later on that session. So once again, if you have any questions about fear, what I've talked about, or the power planning session, drop a comment below. Or if there's anything else that you want to talk about, drop a comment as well and let me know. Like I say, and I hope you guys have an awesome, amazing week. I'm not for sure if I'll be doing another live this week or not. I know I said I wanted to kind of amp this up. I was doing one a week. I'm not sure if I'll be doing another one this week or not. But in case I don't, I hope you guys have an awesome, amazing week, a very productive week, and blessed week as well. So I will talk to you guys later.